think we're good to go. All right, cool. All right, chat, what's up? All right, we're gonna crack out the story. We'll see how much we can get through. I don't know if we'll be able to get through all of it, but we'll see how much we can wrap up before it's time, you know, before before the new stuff drops, right? We have about 13 hours ish until technically, yeah, like 13 hours, because like it's 10 hours for the banner to leave, but then I think it's like an extra 3 hours for like maintenance maybe. So we got like about 13-ish hours until the next patch basically. So we're gonna see how much stuff we get through. We might not get through all of it because I think it's like 6 to 8 hours, I think. So we'll see how much we do. I will try to probably speed run some of it. We'll see. Like I might do some skipping here and there. But yeah, you know, we'll see how far we get through it. I don't know if we'll get that far though. Like, I don't know if we'll finish it, but I think we'll get close to at least finishing most of it. I did hear though, like if you guys remember last stream, I did hear that apparently the story was kind of not that great this patch. Like I heard like the last one was like a little bit better. And the fact that it's long, you know, like if it is like 6 to 8 hours long, you know, and it not being that great, not really a good thing, right?
I felt compelled to read it
you know,
swiftly.
on one hand, it's like, why would you want, like, if the story's already shit, you know, why would you want it to be even longer, you know?
On the contrary,
I think that's definitely one of the biggest faults with HSR currently. It's just that they just dragged out the story like way too much. Like we spend way too much time on story. Like I know having a good amount of time for story is nice, but like it being more than like 2 to 4 hours in my opinion is like way too much time for like any gacha story. Now if it's a full game, you know, of course, yeah, you want that to be as long as you want, right? Of course, fully being good, but for something like HSR, I don't really think it needs to be that long, you know? I don't think it needs to be like 6, 8+ hours, or like how the first part of Amphorius was, which was like 10 to 11 hours, which is insane. How fucking long that was. Now, if you do it in a burst, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not that bad if you do like in segments. But sometimes, you know, people like me don't really do it in segments, or you know, sometimes you can't, you know, because maybe you're like really busy. You know, among other things, right? So it's kind of like a give and take situation, but I don't know. That's my thoughts on it.
Taught by the blasphemous great performer himself.
But yeah, anyways, you know, we'll probably be streaming later tonight as well for our Heisen pulls, I'd imagine. I think I should be able to stream that. And then we'll probably continue the story, either what we haven't continued or whatever the new story is from then on. And, you know, enjoy it, right? Enjoy it.
Has your relationship with
more so than the
Professor
pulls,
Anaxa
more so is
always
what
been like
I'd imagine I'd enjoy more. But hey, who knows, maybe the story will actually be really good this time. Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
The very justification of the flame chase journey. Our positions have been
and then
destined
let's see, maybe something this week we'll also get to either Tribe 9's story or maybe ZZZ's story, one of the two probably.
As I
Because I still need to catch up on
this
those.
nickname is more of an insult to the Dromas. Despite his insufferable arrogance, I do hold.
But to be fair, right, Tribe 9 we can do whenever we want, because at least anytime or whenever we want up until like November or whatever, or was it like September, November, when the game goes a full EOS.
Life is
so that one we still got a
satire.
good amount of time to
As
do.
a Chrysos heir, he refuses to heed the prophecy, while he disrespects the gods. The gods have chosen him.
Oh man.
He was
yeah, the gods,
chosen by Circes.
Yeah, Circes.
Is something weighing on you, Cass? The golden thread is quivering. I sense there's more to this exchange than idle chatter.
I hope the volume is pretty good for you guys too. You know, I just hope you guys can hear it like at a good, like, you know, good volume level here.
I'd like to know what you plan to do with him. In light of
talking
his
about
assistance
Anaxa?
in the battle against the Flame Reaver, I am willing to grant him some time to find a way to remove the core flame.
I think I'm talking about Anaxa.
However, if Anaxa decides to make any move that places us in danger, I will not hesitate to take extreme measures.
I mean, as far as I'm aware of, it sounds like you need Anaxa though for this prophecy.
Journey is the destined path for the Chrysos heirs. Yet he now seems more like an empty shell. Given his strong sense of self-respect, I trust that Anaxagoras will make
I mean, I
the
guess,
right
but
decision.
it seems like, at least as far as I'm aware of, it seems like he's a part of the fucking prophecy. Like, it'd be weird to take him out.
Perhaps Anaxa will also overcome his limitations, now that he knows time is limited.
Because I'm pretty sure there's like nobody else that would really fill the slot.
Let's continue this discussion another time. But now, let's greet our guest.
Oh, talk about me?
Here.
Oh yeah.
Does this mean you're ready to take on Orynyx's trial?
Sure. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm down.
It seems that this sacred beast is just as indispensable, given their intricate ties to the Titan.
Wow, I evolved from a little dog into a sacred beast.
Surrendering the core flame is a crisis.
I mean, I guess Mem never really changed visually. So, I don't know.
However, I urge you to carefully consider the risks of accepting the
yeah, it's fine. Becoming a demigod, whatever.
Intertwined with
Least of
ours,
our worries, you know what I mean? We
never
literally have
to
like
be
a fucking
separated
nuke inside of
again.
us anyways.
Until the end. On the contrary, you are the only one who qualifies to attain divinity. Yet, for that very reason, I do
Does
not
it
wish
really
to
matter?
pressure. It's exceedingly rare to find a capable Chrysos heir. If this path proves unattainable, I am willing to lower my expectations.
I guess the one weird
There
thing is that we
still
are an
many
outsider,
priests of
and being
Yanisopoulos
part of the
and
prophecy is
their
like a little
descendants
bit
in the
weird, I
city.
guess. But sometimes that,
If I'm
more
left
often than
with
not,
no
fucking happens all the
other
time. Where it's like, oh,
I'll try to find
either all the
someone worthy
people
among
or
them.
one of the people of this prophecy is actually an outsider that just happened to show up at the same time, and that they're actually supposed to be one of the main people or the main person to like fulfill the prophecy or whatever. And there's times where we're like, oh, what do you mean? You know, what do you mean it's not one of our people or whatever? Or what do you mean it's not fully all of our people? It's like, well, I don't know, man. I don't write your damn prophecy.
It looks like you know that Titan run. Memories that exist outside of your own experience.
I can't explain why, but I can vouch
Yeah, just
for
trust
his-
Mem here.
Since you've made your decision, go back to the bath chamber and get some rest.
Ah, the
Trina will
classic,
call
go
for you
get some
when the
rest and then
ceremony is
we'll
ready.
continue the story. You know what's funny? I don't know if this is a bad thing,
It
but I
is
feel like
difficult
Hoyo has done
for
this so
me
much,
as
so many
the
times in
guide
the
to
story,
absolve myself
or like
from
for all their
blame
games and
things
for
to have
story, where it's
progressed to
like,
this point.
oh, now that you're here,
Time and again,
go get some rest,
you have
and then
risen
we'll
to the
continue the next
occasion,
part,
Farakima.
and then you go to wherever your
Merely
bed is. Like
rewarding you with some honey
in
juice, no longer
Genshin, it's
able
like
to
whatever
express
bed
the
we're at
extent
in
of
whatever
our
place we're
gratitude.
staying at, like whatever region, right?
When the
And
dust
then
settles,
HSR, you know, now it's kind of
I
the same
hope we'll
thing,
have
right?
the chance
Whatever,
to
this
have a
case, we're
long
staying
chat
here in the
regarding your
baths or
return
whatever,
journey
and we're
and
sleeping
the
there.
curse of the sky.
So then we gotta go sleep there.
It's
And then in
about time that we leave the
ZZZ,
taboo
we have our
and
own
discuss
actual
things
house, and you know,
openly.
we sleep in there, or like it's the video store. I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Like, how many times did like implement that into the store where it's like, oh,
Mister,
go sleep.
may everything
then
go
come
well
back.
for you and Mem.
Now, I guess, like I said, it's not really a big thing, right? Because other games have done it too, right? Like Persona 5. I know that's a big thing in
It's
Persona
nothing.
5, where it's like,
I only
no, I
came
haven't
to
played it, but like I've
discuss
seen a lot of
some
people
matters
play
of
it,
Lady
like so I
Gaia.
know like a little bit about the game.
Previously,
One of the main things I've seen
I
is that,
mentored an
like, you
anthology
know,
of poems
part of the
that
story,
Lady Triana
because you go through
gifted
like a
to
normal
me.
day for the most part,
Tracing
eventually you do
back,
have to actually sleep,
this
right? And
anthology
then
was something
the next day
left
comes
for
in.
Lady Triana by a bard
So I'm not saying it's
before
necessarily a
their
bad thing.
passing.
I'm just saying it's just like a little bit funny to me.
Although personal properties
Specifically
should
with
be cleared
Hoyoverse, like
out
how
once their
often
owner
that's
has passed
you know,
on.
included, right?
Lady
Whereas
Triana
like in
gave
like
this book to me since
Wuthering Waves,
she knew
right?
how
There's
much
like
I
no
liked to read.
like, oh, go sleep and then come back. At least not often.
It just
It's
contains
maybe
an
like every
allegory.
now and then, because I think there might have been like one or two times where that was the
In
case
a
where we
city
did have to
known
go
as
sleep.
Styxia, a dragon
But like
corrupted
it's
by the
not like
Black Tide
often, right?
descended
Whereas like
one day,
it feels like in almost
swooping
every
upon
single
the city like
HSR,
death
or not in
itself.
almost every
It
single
swallowed the
Hoyoverse thing,
princess of
specifically
the
from
Behold before it
Genshin,
was
HSR, and
suppressed.
ZZ.
After
They have the
taking down the
whole
evil
sleeping
dragon,
thing a part of the story,
warriors
part
discovered that
in like the story
princess's
basically,
life had already
or
met
our
its
character
end.
has to go sleep for whatever reason. Whatever,
Overwhelmed
you know,
by
whatever
grief,
reason, as then like, you know,
the
they kind of
queen
come up
hired
with
an
it, kind of like
alchemist
makes
to
sense. Where it's like,
resurrect
oh,
the
you know,
princess
rest up or
using the
whatever, right?
dragon's flesh and blood. However,
Just something I kind of like noticed right
having
now.
lost memories of her previous life, The resurrected princess
I guess you could
turns
say it's
into
kind of
an
like me
evil
with my
dragon
channel, you know,
herself,
how I do some things on
and
YouTube.
wreak havoc on the city.
Kind of like, you know, there's always like a bit of an
As a
integral
result,
part that always kind
the
of comes in all the
prosperous
time.
Stixia met its demise.
Because I'm pretty excited so much for Hyacin. Now she's not really like a crazy character like Castorice was,
A wandering bard
but
who traveled to
I'm
many
just more so
cities.
excited just because like I can't wait to put her in my teams.
Among the things she left behind are
And
poems,
finally have like
dictionaries,
finally have an
and many
actual
tragic
5-star
comedy
healer,
scripts.
which is going to
She
be very
even
nice.
clearly underlined and took notes in books that covered myths.
It's kind of funny too because when I first saw Hyacin, I was kind of like, I kind of don't really care about Hyacin, but then I was like, I did say though, at least I'm pretty sure I said, or I was like, yeah, if she ends up being a healer, depending on what she does as a healer, I might honestly just say fuck it and roll for it, even though I'm not too crazy about her design and her character. But then like when I found out that she's a healer and she's buffing max HP and she's specifically really good with like Castorice and Mighty and technically Blade and I guess maybe Jingli a little bit. Then I'm like, oh, okay, sure. I'm rolling for Hyacin because she sounds like she's gonna be such a crack character for my account, like super cracked. So I ain't complaining. So my teams are gonna look really, really nasty here. Now it's not gonna be the best team, but it's gonna be a pretty good team, right? Because they technically can run like the best Castorice team would be like Castorice. You know, once we have Hyacin, it's gonna be like Castorice. Then it's gonna be either Sunday or Remembrance MC probably. Then it's gonna be Tribby, and then it's gonna be Hyacin, right? And that's probably gonna be like the main Castorice team. And then another team you could build would be like Castorice, Mighty, and then Treon or Tribby. I mean, you know, same thing basically, right? And then Hyacin, right? That's another good team you could probably run there, right? Or you could replace Tribby with like Remembrance MC or with Sunday. You know, either one of those would probably work too. As to which ones would be better, I'd assume Tribby would probably be the best one out of all of those, because she's like seemingly like considered like the best support currently in the game for like most of the teams, specifically the new teams, right? Because funny thing, right, you know, the most meta teams in the game are, for HSR specifically, is whatever the new characters are, basically, right? So whatever the new characters are, that's gonna be like the main meta at the moment.
That's right. Oh, partner, you're back just in time.
You know, which probably means that, you know, Phanon and then the Fate collab characters are gonna probably be really good too.
Good news.
Granted, those like different teams, right? Those like the Remembrance team with like Agli you can run. There's another option with Castorice. There's one with Mighty, who's like more of a destruction team.
Some background this.
There's also the Herda team, right, with Anaxa, or you could just run the Anaxa and then have other supports to make him like a giga DPS. So there's like some flexibility with like what teams you want to go for, basically. But it's still kind of like pull the new characters, and you know you got the meta right there, right? Granted, you have to pull a lot of different characters, but like for Castorice and like Mighty, you technically, yeah, you pull for them. You kind of had to pull for Tribby if you wanted like the better support. And then now, you know, you kind of want to pull for Hyacin, right? Because she's going to be their best healer, because she's going to be innately buffing their damage, because Hyacin buffs max HP. So that's going to make him do more damage on top of also healing. So she's going to basically help the team like not die as easily, right? So basically like the best, you know, best character, best in slot for the team. Because other healers in the game aren't really like doing that much for the Castorice and Mighty team. Well, you got Lynx, that she's the closest because she does max HP, but her healing is kind of whatever. The best one technically is Gallagher, because of you can choose one to heal and whatever. And then you can technically run like Link Shub, which is kind of okay as a healer. And then you could also technically run Wow, but she's not too bad. But her attack buff isn't really doing a whole lot for the team, because they don't really care about attack; they care more about HP.
He has always been someone that is only.
It's kind of funny too, because like when I saw Ling Shao, I'm like, she's hot, but there wasn't really like any like real teams to really use her on, other than the follow-up team. Like the only team like Ling Shao's good on is just the follow-up team, and then other than that, she's just kind of like a whatever character in my opinion. I know she's also technically considered like the main healer for the Super Break team, But honestly, like Gallagher's just as good. Like I never felt like I needed to pull Lynch. I was tempted because I didn't want another healer, right? And Gallagher was like a great healer that could be used for my Acheron team or any other team that I wanted to use. But I was just like, gosh, it's not really worth it though, because like for Lingsha and stuff, I just didn't feel like what Lingsha was providing was like good enough to make me pull. Whereas someone like Hyson here, super fucking worth it in my opinion to pull for. Literally buffing so many of my teams, or at the very least, so many of my characters, and she's just doing so much. Also, sorry if I'm kind of like not paying attention to the story. I'm just kind of like I'm slightly paying attention, but like I'm not like oh super invested right now.
The greatest
to
way
be
in which
honest,
you can help is for you to know what I am fighting for.
Just to kind of keep my sanity up a little bit. No, but it's just more so I just kind of want to talk right now, and also just so I don't like get too tired because like it's a little bit late, you know, as usual.
Apologize for the fact that you always seem to be troubling.
As usual, you know, this things go a little bit late. I need to try like doing an earlier stream and see how that plays out. See if I like that more or not. I do know like going a couple hours beforehand, but still being kind of like night-ish hours isn't too bad. I don't mind that one. But I want to see like in the day how that plays out, if I'm like doing those at all or not. It's a little bit difficult for me to do like day streams a little bit, like I said, but it's not like it wouldn't be like impossible. It's just like a little bit more difficult for me in a way. I'm not reading all that, bro. Fuck that. I'm not reading all that text. Hell no. Though to be fair, right, like I did say, we are trying to kind of speed through this a little bit. So I'm not going to be picking like all the dialogue options here. You know, we're not going to be reading like all the text. So we're going to be trying to skip a little bit. I do wonder how, like I said, I do wonder how fast we can get through all this, because there's like apparently like I think 6 to 8 hours of the full story here.
Esteemed one.
But I heard it wasn't like a great 6 to 8 hours. I heard it was like kind of a slog, kind of shit. A couple good things maybe here and there, but for the most part kind of shit. So I'm just like, ooh, you know, it's not great.
And your resolve. Get ready to.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking Hoyoverse story specifically for Genshin and HSR has been kind of going downhill for quite a bit, and then ZZ story has actually been picking up, so it's been going the opposite, right? So it's like you have Genshin HSR story, which is like dipping, and then you got like the ZZ story, which is doing going the other way around, actually increasing in interest and quality, which I like. Like there's some stuff like I like about Amphorius, but it's just like it just takes way too fucking long to get to the point, which is kind of the issue with the main writer. They got cooking up for the story. Yeah, that motherfucker just writes, you know, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It's like, bro, you know, you need to take like 50 steps back, you know, and just really condense it, right? It's like I get, you know, you for someone like as a writer, you know, you probably want to like include like a lot of details that are interesting or whatever, maybe different lore bits, but like I think you kind of have to like find like a really good middle ground towards like the more really interesting parts. Like in my opinion, I'd rather have a story that's like full climax like 99% of the way through, and then maybe like a couple dips here and there for like a breather if needed, but like having those breathers be like short, you know, like not super long. That's why I like the Wua story a lot more, because it felt like we were climaxing, like, you know, going up, and then like there was like a little bit of a dip, and then we like went back up immediately, basically after like that small dip in the story. And then heck, even the most recent one where we fought against the newest weekly boss, and that was really good too. I really like the story for that. Like personally, I thought that was great too. That one maybe wasn't as good as like that one might have been like, I think that one like dipped a little bit in quality, or like not quality, but in terms of like how cool and like how much the climax was. But it was still really good. Like I still really liked it regardless. I did not have a bad time with it. Like I was pretty invested for the most part. And then you guys, I think you guys remember, you know, because we're here, for how I felt about the Genshin story, where it's just like for Netland, where I thought it was just kind of disappointing. You know, very disappointing. Like there's a couple cool things here and there. Like there was like very few things, but like there's a couple cool things. But for the most part, it was just like very disappointing. Which kind of sucked. Oh,
Their soul has been waiting for a...
Perhaps
I mean, there are the time.
they're also quietly waiting
I don't know,
for the
Titan or
arrival
whatever.
of their successor.
Wait for my return. I'll be back. And only a flash.
The last time I heard this,
Yeah, but
things
we're
didn't
different.
turn out that well.
We're not Midian.
Don't worry, Aglaya. He's tougher than I am, right?
Nah, I think that's pretty cool. Plus, I'm gonna summon for him anyways, as long as I have the summons for him. Which we'll see how that goes, right? Because I'm gonna pull Hyson. Then I gotta pull for Saber. Then I gotta pull for Light Cone. And then after that, if I have any pulls remaining, I might then wait for Phanon to come out, pull him, maybe pull his Light Cone, and then after that, then I might try to go for Archer's Light
Although
Cone.
he loves cracking jokes at
And
inopportune
then I think I'll
times,
save a little
his
bit. I
determination is
probably
as
won't go
strong as the
dupes though on
Chrysos'
the
He will
Fate
definitely
collab.
succeed.
Even though as tempting as it might be, I don't think I will, because there's going to be a lot of cool characters coming out afterwards, I feel like.
While he's away,
But I don't know, we'll see. Because
I would like to
supposedly
have a
the
chat
Fate
with
collab is
you,
going to be here for
Aglaya.
like 3 patches. So I might do a couple here and there, maybe just for funsies, see if I get any extra like earlies or something, maybe.
Speak.
Specifically like for
I'm
dupes
listening.
after I get what is it, Saber and her Light Cone. But I would like to get Phanon, because I think Phanon's pretty cool.
Slap, slap, wake up.
I do wonder what team's gonna be using though, because like I feel like at this point, the only people you would really use
How
on the
is it?
Phanon team,
How do you feel?
I feel like would maybe only be
That's
Tribby,
right.
because I feel like
Look,
the main
you know
like
what happened?
Amphorius
But
team's
I'm
kind of
able
like
to
built, or at
talk.
least like phase maybe 2 of it, I guess you could say. Because it's like phase 1, I guess you can technically say is like, you know, I would say like phase 0 was like the Herda team, right, with Anaxa. And then you could say phase actual phase 1 was like Aglia, and then you could say phase 2 is like Mighty.
Also,
Then phase,
Listen,
then I guess you can't really say that's
the words
phases,
of the
right? That's more like
Titan are
options,
becoming
right?
clearer.
So yeah, it's like you got like the Herda, then you got Aglia, then you got Mighty, then you got Castorice, and then you have like Tribby, who literally fills a role in like almost all those teams. And then you have like other options where you could have Castorice and Mighty together, or you can have them separate. Either one works, to be honest. But they all kind of like, you know, synergize pretty well with each other, specifically Castorice and Mighty, and then Tribby going with everybody. Whereas Agli is just more of like, I think she has like the buff or something where like you want more remembrance characters, but
They have been relegated to
you know,
waiting in
I feel like for
isolation
most teams are
in
kind of
such
like
a
really
confined
settled, right?
space. We
So I
are
wonder
going
like
to
how
alleviate their
Phanon's
pain,
gonna like. I wonder if
right?
he's gonna have like new characters coming out after him that are gonna work better with him, or if it's like, because that could totally be the case, right? Like where Phanon drops, but then maybe there's other characters that actually just work way better for him that we don't have access to yet. Which would kind of suck though if that's the case, because then that would mean you have to pull even more characters to make them work. But I don't know. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Cypher's also coming out next patch too, or like not like tomorrow, but like in a couple weeks once Hyson leaves. Skyfather. I might do. I was thinking of doing a couple rolls for Cypher, but like not that many. Because like Cypher's hot and she looks fun. Plus she's like Nihility. But at the same time, there's so much crazy shit coming out. Literally the patch after, that I'm like, I don't really want to spend that much, because there's a lot of crazy shit coming in very soon. So I want to be prepared for that. So I'm thinking I might do like maybe 2 for 10 rolls for Cypher. If I get lucky and get her, cool. If I don't, it's all good. I'll just use the rest of the pity and summons for the Fate collab, and then for Phanon too. What the fuck is Skyfather, and who's mother? I don't know who those people are. Hey, it's like an infinity symbol right here. A baby.
Mother is no longer.
Did she die? Alright, well. Anyways, we need some help.
Important
Yeah, I need your power. Or I guess more of it or something, I don't know.
and important matter. Oryx, listen to me. Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphorius. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders.
Yeah, now it's time to
There's
take a
no need
rest
for
and
you
let
to
us
bear
use your
this any
power.
longer, Orynyx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
So when we say rest, are we saying that
Freedom.
she's just gonna die or what?
Freedom. I want
Because I feel like that's what they mean, low-key.
freedom.
Unless there's like some sort of like heaven for these guys or something.
Poor
I don't know.
child. Everything will be fine. Let us help you. You can have a good
Yeah, you can
rest
trust
now.
us. What's troubling you, big fella? It's kind of funny. Yeah, what's cooking up there?
Potential.
Yep, I know. Bring on the glaze. I know I'm so good.
Willpower.
So strong.
Powerful.
Alright, so a
Tenacious.
lot of glaze actually, damn. Maybe even overglaze. I lack something.
You lack.
What are we lacking?
Just one thing.
Not being a resident of Amphorius?
Lacking something. What is it?
Lacking a memory?
What you lack is
A future?
a future.
They made that sound like I'm gonna fucking die. What? What do you mean I don't have a future? Like, well, I'm gonna die?
Future?
I mean, that's what that would imply, no?
From the sky. You
Oh.
should have dissipated already.
Dissipated.
The gaze from the Sky Father stabilized your form
Why are we going blurry-eyed now?
because from the moment you crossed the sky, your life was cast away.
Cast away. So what, did we die once or something?
You are simply a collection of walking memories.
So we died on that fucking
What?
uh
How is
the
that
crash in the
possible?
beginning of the story, I guess. So that, I guess maybe this is how it ties into Castorice, where we have to go get our soul back or something, maybe from Thanatos. I don't know. That's my only guess.
The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the authority.
He's giving me to hold on to it for right now.
If the pillar is lost, the laws of time will collapse. Amphorius will succumb to eternal disorder.
Revive me.
Time never forgives. The child of humanity tightens time, restrains.
Alright.
Divinity is dissipating? Is the trial coming to an end? Pathstrider of remembrance.
Oh, okay. Actually, she's still giving it to us, but maybe we can't use it until we revive ourselves.
To you, the fate of the world. If you wish to, safely go and find your future that has been stolen, even if that means
Cheat death, huh?
cheat death. You'll have
That sounds kind of like fun.
hand of shadow clasped with unyielding fingers.
The Death Titan, okay. White, white background with black text. All right, man. Ah, smart, huh? People were complaining about the black background with white text. Now we got the opposite. Ah, I see. We're learning in the wrong way. Some people would fucking die to have a sight like that if they were to wake up. Not me though. Now, if it was someone else, you know, maybe be a little bit different, chap. All right, what's wrong? When we landed on Forius, our car was pierced by Nikador's lance back in the ruins. Oh, now you're gonna say that we died. Okay. He passed out. I blacked out too, but not before dragging you out. It's a good thing we were in the car. We would have been crushed. Actually, my count kind of made light of the situation. What actually happened was much more complicated. You were severely injured back then, with several wounds bleeding profusely. I struggled to carry you out. Used the last bit of my strength to stem the bleeding, but then I was also hit by a falling rock and lost my consciousness. Last time I checked on you, you weren't breathing. But when you regained consciousness, I saw that you were alive and full of energy. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether the gaze of Fully had anything to do with it, but according to Titan, you are living in a form of memory right now, just like those objects in the past. So we were never alive. That's crazy. Perhaps memories an incorrupt that ties you to the present. I'd assumed that they couldn't stray too far from you, but the truth is they might be the exact opposite. For a while, I also thought the Celeron was your life support, but it seems like the hypothesis seems to be disproven. There must be a way to save you. Ornix mentioned finding your stolen future and cheating death, considering Mighty's indestructible body seems to suggest there's some kind of miraculous power in 40s that can even reverse death. I mean, yeah, you know, if there's a power fucker for Mighty to literally not fucking die, there's probably going to be another way to do like a reverse death situation here.
Hey, are you alright?
Hi, speaking again.
I heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning.
We're doing full sentences now.
She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her? Thanatos is the Titan that Cass has always been looking for. Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, right. There's something that I have to
Yeah, you can tell me later, ma'am.
tell you. The Chrysos heirs already know everything that has happened to you.
Okay.
I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Did you just tell them in mem language, or did you speak actual full sentences here?
Mister, I'm right here.
I don't see you, Castorice.
Please stay there and slowly
turn around. I was like, she's trying to fucking kill me. Spin around immediately.
Please pardon me.
Whoa. You're still alive. You'll know, to be more precise, your death was not thorough. Coldness of the initial touch disperses as quick as it came, replacing it as a touch of fingertips. Alright, bro, what is this? I get
Just as I expected.
I don't feel anything.
I cannot feel anything.
Am I really
Back at the
dead?
grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse.
Hey, at least we were able to get
I
close to
thought that it
Castorice,
might
right?
have
Without
been
having to
the
worry
special
about the
ability of a traveler from beyond
ability.
the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry.
I guess this is
I
kind of
should
a
have
cool way
noticed
to
that
go about
something
it. Is
was
saying
amiss
instead of the
earlier.
word just special because from the outside, it's more of like, no, we just fucking died.
Mister, if my abrupt behavior just now offended you, I hope that you can forgive
No,
me.
that's
Just
okay,
thinking,
Castorice.
if your soul has really left your body, as a mortician,
And I always thought it was kind of
I
weird,
might be
like for
able to
Castorice's
trace where
outfit,
it
like
has
why the
gone
fuck does she
to.
have like weird bones here? I don't know, like are these
Yes.
bones or are
Did you
these
find
like
anything?
part of her clothing? Because like
My apologies.
this seems more
Not
like
as
it's
of yet.
bones.
Perhaps I have overestimated my capabilities. But, mister, would you be willing to let me try again? This time, I'll increase the area of contact slightly. Perhaps the result
You're trying to
might be
kill me this
different
time? I mean, I'm already dead, but still.
I have never. I seem to have caught a glimpse of something.
My
Your
soul.
soul is currently roaming someplace, but perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your
Just
soul
gotta
is
find her
still
soul.
wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything loose.
Alright, let's go find it.
Just a few more. The connection has been severed. It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, mister. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos, bring back their core
I guess that's one
flame,
way to go about it too,
and
huh?
personally
If
return to
Castorice
you
gets her core flame of
the life
Thanatos,
that
then
you
she
have
can use that
lost
power
to
to find our
spite.
soul.
Know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Amphorius needs you.
And it needs you too.
Lady Aglaya and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths.
I love how so many of
They're
these
worried
discussions are
about you
literally just
too.
talked about in a
If
fucking
possible,
bathhouse.
Please go there and let them know that
It's like you
you're
think
well.
instead of some professional building or whatever,
Although,
no, it's like
I
nah, we're
don't
just talking
actually know
about
whether
in the
your current
bathhouse, you know,
situation can be
having
described
a little
as, well,
martini and fucking
also, please accept
chilling in
this
some
exam
like
fable.
hot steamy water.
Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that more and more species are disappearing.
Okay. Oh. Let's head on to the bats.
They're here.
Yep.
That partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. How do you feel?
Not alive, but also not dead.
That's the medical prowess of the Twilight Courtyard. Amazing, isn't it?
You've completed the
guess.
trial of time. And I
partially.
have to admit that the process went better than I expected.
Better than expected. I'm fucking
Even
dead,
in the
lady.
end,
Though I
that
guess it's
Titan's
better in the
heart
sense that,
still
like,
showed
now
a
I
soft
know.
spot for humankind. However, I never expected that two people who have cheated death would appear in Akima
Oh
at the
yeah,
same
Mighty
time.
and fucking now us, MC.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body? If there were even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now.
Clueless.
Many have had this idea, but so far there have been no results. If it were successful, Thanatos wouldn't have disappeared without a trace.
Yeah, seriously, where the fuck is this guy
Nevertheless,
hiding at?
Now is not the time for us to give up. At the very least, we can still see a glimmer of hope. Cypher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of death,
Really?
it would be
Why
her.
would it be Cypher?
I'll try and get her to return to Akima.
Oh, I guess this
But
Cypher
don't be
gets
prepared
included in
for
the
a
story.
less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of Amphorius, no one has ever managed to escape the clutches of death.
Yeah, we'll be the first.
Don't
I
take
get
it
it.
to heart, partner. After all, you've already created countless miracles.
But before that,
What's wrong, Aglaya?
omens always come in pairs. A tiny it's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with
Is
the
that a
Council
bad
of
thing?
Elders.
In the end, it has still come down to the...
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finan. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I over the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer.
What is Anaxa doing? I wonder. I hope he's beating their ass.
I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh. The crowd of travelers leaves tracks everywhere.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where in
What is this,
Amphorius
Final
are we?
Fantasy VII?
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land? And how do I find them?
Hand of
Oh, that's pretty helpful.
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this possibly be the Netherrealm?
Not Nether Realm.
Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Nether Realm? Are you heading downstream toward the Nether Realm?
The Nether Realm.
An illusion.
Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you. Me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There. A massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it. Deep within the tides.
Thanatos is
Beyond
the
closed
fucking,
gates
I
of the
don't
void
know,
world.
the evil shit that's been consuming all
A
of the
voice
ponies.
about to recount something.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with such urgency? Oh,
seriously.
you have awoken. Welcome back to the mortal realm. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with a mortal body.
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best,
Oh.
you'll see 15 more entry hours.
Hour of 15 days.
15 days and nights.
I was gonna say like 15 hours is kind of
What
shit.
is it? Are you finally
15 days is
starting
still
to
not
become
better, though.
attached to the mortal world
Not much.
now?
On the contrary, 15 days feels a little too long for solving a singular problem. Stop giggling. It's time for us to go. The messenger from the Council of Elders is almost here.
Let me ask you one more question. Are you really planning to betray Aglaya's will?
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with?
What about
That's
that
one way to
white-haired
spin it.
student of yours? Acting so recklessly, do you not care about what might
Talking
happen to
about
him?
Phanon? Or she's on, no, she's done with MC.
There will be a price to pay for blind faith.
Oh,
This
never
is
mind.
also a lesson for Fina.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how...
Can I run a team with Anaxa? I can. I don't think I have really any of his supports that make him work. I guess we'll just do some random fucking team like this, I guess.
how I've always been.
What if we just shot all of the Council of Elders? That'd make things simple.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Who the fuck are
It's
you?
been a while, Lord Anaxa. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima.
Never seen you before.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
Buy carefully into lantern above.
There
I don't
are
know what the fuck you are.
Antikytherans here? They have been a rare...
I extend to you my utmost
Hey,
respect.
Kasir.
I am Lycurgus, though you
Like,
may call me
Screwlum,
Lygus.
but Emporia
Holding an
style.
honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima, and as the Theoros, I stand to protect the light.
You can...
You know about us. We
Oh,
Antikytherans
that's why.
perceive
Okay,
the
you can
world
just see
through
fucking
the
more than most people.
amplitude and frequency
Yeah,
of
fair enough.
souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from afar, if necessary, Lord Anaxa, I can sever the golden thread to protect your fundamental rights.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words. They shall serve only to unveil her own folly.
May I interpret this?
Countermeasure.
I need not any plan, because
Alright.
she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, Any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. A truth she undoubtedly comprehends. While I, Anaxa, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly, have long known the— Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally.
The fuck?
She's been waiting.
Where are we going?
Follow me. Is there something?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate.
A pondering.
While all living beings must ultimately face their demise.
Are you suggesting that Carefully may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying
Please still
implies, in
alive?
contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time.
In
Very
Perhaps
interesting.
the gods in their arrogance.
Could you...
Circes, the kin of the Sky Father as recounted in myths.
Oh.
Very true, very true.
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphorius.
Because I can...
So why is this important? Oh, cutscene. My bad. What the fuck? It's a big ass hand. Whose fucking hand is that?
Please, Professor.
What? Whose fucking hand is that?
The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
I don't know where the fuck we are.
Welcome to Dawn Cloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane clamor of the Marmorial Palace, with entry permitted only to the invited. Only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them I've received priests, scholars, warriors, and now we even have the honor to be in the presence of a Titan. Oh, what a joyous occasion.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. In the meanwhile, you're welcome.
Let's
I'm well
explore.
aware of Kindness's methods.
As you wish.
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns
Another
out you
cage.
just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns. I know very well.
Is this
what
place
I'm
like kind of
doing.
sus or something?
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here.
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent activities first.
Be aware, I can hear you perfectly well from here.
Like, stop reading my thoughts, lady. Let me do my thing. What's over here?
Even blasphemous scholars can come here. It's
What do you want, geezer?
Anaxagoras.
As Kephales's priest,
Surely
I got
you
a
let
dick.
me remind
Alright,
you.
nice.
I'm not sure whether, as I see it,
You.
seeing as we were able.
Oh my.
Are you praising?
Praising him, of course.
Didn't you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you, you old fart. Did I get a TP from here? Yeah, I did, okay. Let's keep it going. What's on this side, I wonder?
Professor Anaxa! Over here!
Oh, sounds like a fan. Ooh, who's this pretty lady?
Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the
Oh,
Black
it was pretty
Tide.
You could
ass.
say it's the Fates' toy.
It's only the Kremnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But so, are you here to report the incident to the council?
Yeah, you can say something like
Tell
that.
me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Cersei's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the clan. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akama, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents. They might well make
sounds
their
like a
move at the
fucking,
upcoming Citizens Assembly.
Bro, I swear, everybody in this
No
fucking council
surprises
sounds like
there.
a fucking shitty ass
The
person, man.
opportunists. Thank you for your honesty, virtuous student.
Like, jeez, bro, just dismantle this whole fucking
Being an
thing, bro. It's so
opportunist could
garbage.
very well be a facet of wisdom.
Literally just
Shouldn't you be
fucking
searching for
twisting and
murals of
putting shit
yourself?
to whatever fits
I've had
whatever
enough
they
of your
want.
prattling.
I was really curious
Without actually
to see
doing
how
anything
you would
about,
find
like,
the
serious
middle ground
issues.
between both factions. So I came to listen in, but it seems as though this Kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaya. If so, why do you want to work with her? Could it be that perhaps you've decided to readily surrender this hollow shell of yours? Just because you feel like death is...
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what... I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Damn.
Oh,
Bro literally said, yeah, my plan's not
Every
to
plant,
die.
every
And then he literally
tendril.
says, oh, I'm gonna die.
Even every leaf could be the embodiment
Yeah,
of
probably just meant it
Cersei's.
like as like sarcastic.
As a result,
Thing.
mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead.
Why?
Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit to symbolize how they shared
Looks a
their
little,
knowledge equally
dirty
among the
over here.
masses. Such
And here.
exquisiteness indeed.
this mural is quite absurd.
I really can't tell whether...
Of course, I find. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one,
tree?
am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawnfloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
It's a double cross.
The entire plan is stored in my memory. So why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old? 2 years old? Oh my. Even a member of the preeminent Seven
Alright,
Sages
she's like,
must hug his
literally
drama
started looking at his
stalk to
memories from
sleep.
when he was fucking a little baby.
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that...
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in
Or are they in the
Alchema?
tide?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere.
Oh,
I
that
can't
fucking
bear
sucks.
to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could...
This...
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of Thelesis' theory as well.
Oh, I remember that
Soul.
person.
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, and transformation of matter, since all
Everything
living
comes from the
things
soul.
stemmed from the same origin, why could
Even your thoughts.
Anaxa.
I don't know.
I did it, teacher.
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be
Man,
burned at the
fuck that
your
shit.
beloved. Where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm. Even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye. Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final
Oh,
time.
no matter than the bro sacrifices I for this.
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child.
Soul
Now then,
studies. I don't know.
What topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue Thalesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy.
There might be more.
After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of the souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical
Oh, we got
world
black
upside
black
down.
background and white text now. Got both here.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours? However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related at all.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to
He's
it.
like, man, if you can't even figure it out,
My
bro, you don't
story
even deserve
ends
the title
here.
of being this
Now it's time
smart
for you to tell
god or
me your
whatever.
secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means.
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into, unfortunately. Even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is
Admitting
now
lack of
admitting
wisdom.
a lack of wisdom? Your followers are going to be sorely disappointed by this.
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all.
True.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical questions.
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes, onlookers see most clearly.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa,
What's up?
I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival. So please depart forth.
Finally.
It's finally
I don't know what the
time.
fucking Anaxa is up to. My best hope and guess is that he's gonna wipe them all out.
The one who created the world, and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you?
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against that lady.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
fuck are they
Don't
talking
worry.
about?
He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about.
Hurry the fuck up.
A collision of ideas
man,
only
she's so
occurs
slow.
when there are differences in beliefs. And it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there are only right and wrong perspectives, neither of which can
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead.
Alright.
I'll take my leave for now.
Take your leave, I shall do as well.
Welcome to the demigod.
Oh, it's this chick.
Lord
What the fuck is that
Anaxagoras.
cube?
Oh, I've heard so much about you.
What's up with that cube there?
Head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny.
Oh,
Even
damn.
more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to
Bro's
lie
fucking
in wait in
dissing
the
him right now.
shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not
Yeah,
used to
just
the
a scholar.
stench of
Definitely
avarice
no
and
fighting.
blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
Is that right?
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
Cleaners, oh, you got one of these here as well?
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters. Just like how there are two types of people in this world.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important,
15 days,
as well as the final turning point in Akima's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my. 15 days
Yeah,
of
that's
months.
so funny.
That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have. As expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely
She really fucking make a click sound with her fucking mouth. What is she trying to be fucking Conan O'Brien?
even when being pursued by the golden thread.
Just a more older, eviler
She won't show her hand
lady.
she still needs to garner support from the masses and the citizens of society.
Whatever the fuck he does. I think it's all the way around.
Someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Circe's core flame will be in the Erechrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other.
Oh yeah, I speak plainly.
Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom.
Alright.
Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akima, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will actually cross that irreversible boundary. Moreover, she still needs you alive so that the Titan's trial can be completed. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
I mean, bro barely talked to her, so.
I believe you're aware of Castorice the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akima, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more? Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing.
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akima. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen.
Yeah, every citizen, I'm sure.
However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be burned to ashes, and the citizens' blood will be shed. Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens so that they can vanquish the enemies of our fine city?
Primary support is equivalent to guaranteed support of the entire grove. I will be the one to shatter. Maybe second option?
Aglaya's authoritarianism, conceit, and arrogance have granted her unfettered control for the most part. Yet
I should know if
traits
any of these options
are
even fucking
also
matter.
her greatest weakness. If I can render her helpless,
I wouldn't
by
be surprised if they
forcing
don't
her to
matter
experience
that much,
the
other than giving you different
agonizing
options.
pain of betrayal, I am certain she will never recover from such a setback.
Surely you don't believe that such a tiny betrayal will be enough to push her to her wit's end.
What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching to see how much chaos I can unleash. Not to mention, you know full well that the Chrysos heirs have never been a united front.
In the name of Kefli, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been renowned for its the Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will
very fair, very kind, very good people, I'm sure. Definitely not just out for themselves.
My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized
Yeah, bury the hatchet, I'm sure.
However, I am afraid that I must, as
Why?
the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Oh. Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arriving here.
Why?
So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. At the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature
I don't know if he can really
of
suffer.
souls.
He's gonna die in 15 days anyways.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see then.
We shall see.
Ah, I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy.
I feel like secretly Anaxa is probably trying to help out Aglia.
I didn't bring it up
feel
with her
like,
purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I
but
truly
I don't know.
want. It's as they say.
Or like his goal is
onlookers
technically
see
align
most
with
clearly.
Aglia. I feel like low-key.
The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
Okay. Like this. What's up?
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
So I'm guessing he's gonna use this time to take the core flame or something?
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey.
Okay.
A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that?
Okay, man?
It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Nah, I'm good.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
I'm not really much of a poem guy either. That was mighty for a second.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else.
I wonder what his question is. Maybe this question's gonna be where Thanatos is, or maybe how he can stay alive longer. Or maybe something else, I don't know.
Justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world, which is on the brink of destruction.
Well, we'll see what happens. So far, the story hasn't been too bad, you know, a little bit boring with some stuff here and there, but like for the most part, not too bad so far, you know. And I've been a decent time with it.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawncloud's peak.
That is a
What a splendid
It's a little
view.
far.
Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titan?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples. And even though I've come this far...
I must be getting ahead of myself to be
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefla.
Yeah, just a short hike.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphorius gets a new lease on life, you should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go. So just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more.
Wait.
Alright.
Is that... Cersei's?
Looks like Cersei's, but like a little bit different.
Look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Oh, what could it mean, chat?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Nias?
Oh, she's talking to the other Titan.
Huh. It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios from their prized orb.
Hey, Cersei's. Do you know a certain Nias?
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such a strange name?
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you here.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be
Maybe it's from the future?
This is a departed spirit. Go melt it down.
Going up. The fuck, the bridge is broken. Or I guess I should be saying stairs, huh?
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever
Well...
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends.
Oh, maybe they're talking about the big fucker that's
Let's
here. I
just
forgot
hope
they
we
called
mean
him
as
the
much
world
as the
bearing titan or
world to
whatever.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, but the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine.
Offer gratitude. We don't have time for that.
So...
Can you keep going?
Of course. I'm just
She huffing and puffing from flying?
If I knew we had to climb a mountain,
Unless maybe this
I
is
wouldn't
like
have come
past
along
Cersei
with
where
you.
she didn't have the ability to fly. She actually had to like walk on her 2 feet.
I
Maybe?
guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages.
Is this her from the past before she became a full-on Titan?
She can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the Seven Sages. Hey, Cersei's. Does the name Calypso ring a bell?
The fuck?
Cersei's?
Where'd she go?
Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left.
We're here. Finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? So, I'm back here again. This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides. Behind the closed doors of the Void World. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than
That might not be a good thing. Or maybe it is.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord
that
Naias and Miss
Castorice?
Calypso, are you both here to
The
visit
fuck?
Chaos too?
That looks like Castorice.
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't
Like
answered
1-to-1.
us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Naias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that...
Yes. I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a
Castorice had a
pity.
sister?
Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Cersei's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question and reclaim my body. But no, I will not do that. That isn't important.
That's not important.
Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
Okay.
What are you thinking about?
Towering trees, Cersei's divine body.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed,
Okay, we
though.
went from really interesting to
You seem to...
fucking. I like how we're like, oh, really interesting shit. All right, let's get out of here. Let's stop talking about interesting stuff.
When I looked up at Cersei's,
Right when the story's getting a little bit more interesting, it's like, nah, let's get out of here. Let's go from climax and drop down like crazy to like some other random shit.
I stood at this very
It's like, all right, man.
back then, imagining the day.
Not gonna lie, that's one trope I hate in fucking stories is when we're at some really cool climax shit, and then stop, hit a wall, and then we go a different direction, you know, in a different way. Now sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world, because then like that also gets climax and then kind of ties back into what, you know, where we just were. But like,
Don't read too much into it.
I'm also just not a big fan of it, you know, because it's like we're right there. I want to see the cool shit. It's like, oh no, we gotta wait even longer to see the cool stuff or whatever what was about to be revealed.
Nothing like Cersei's. You get what I'm saying, right, Danny?
Danny.
After all, the Titan that imprisoned
Okay.
you and Grey here.
I guess Don has a new nickname now,
is none
Danny,
other than
huh?
Aquila themselves. But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here. It's just, I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician,
It's okay, Hyson.
yeah.
So why are we here?
In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose
Why
no
can't we
threat
use
to you
the
anyway.
better Don Hung version? Not the. I mean, I like the drip of this Don Hung, but like power wise, you know,
Have you
not
forgotten
nearly as
that
strong
you're
as the other
talking to
one.
the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
Alright, what the fuck are we doing? Yes, I would love to use regular Don Hung. I mean, hey, who knows, maybe he's extra buff. Can I just teleport? Oh, no I can't. Okay. Is this a new area or something? I don't know what it says. Ugh. Mason.
Really now? Or you could sit back and watch.
I mean, if you want to like one shot, then that works for me too. Okay, never mind. All right, let's go, these guys.
Accept your punishment.
And y'all are not dead yet. Okay.
So feeble. I am struck. Burn it up.
As you wish.
Big damage
Embrace a new life.
and death.
My friends, indulge yourselves.
May death protect us.
See ya.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the... Anyway, never mind that for now.
Another scroll, huh?
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. Might is an understatement. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Cersei's fake. Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of them... Sure, go ahead. Anaxa often says that, perhaps to him, The crash of the skyship carries a different interpretation. The firmament... It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on
There's a lot of text now.
I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Well, like there was a planned attack or something. Somebody brought the tide here. Maybe it probably been the council that brought the tide here or something.
This is the Library of Philia. Other than books, we've had more than our... Nice. Whew. You've got me there. There are too many books and...
Let's get some more scrolls. Oh yeah.
I can already see what they must have written. Why else would they call him the Great Performer? Are the Titans truly an act? They marched him straight to the seat of judgment, though what he took on in the end was more of a debate. The first allegation was... Anaxa said the same. Needless to say,
Oh, hey,
you
got my
claim
first try.
Anaxa always, every being in the world. Thankfully, they had no way. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who.
Bro, sounds like he'd be really good on Twitter. Again,
Yes.
oh no, endless
By the way,
debates.
I'm talking about Anaxa's. It's a well-kept secret. Even the administrators of the library with the Grove in this state.
Okay, let's go to Anaxa's lab. Can I just teleport? Nope. Can this thing go any slower? It's going at such a fast pace right now.
This is the place, but
Oh, it's empty.
materials for alchemical. No, not even close. Huh?
We sure this is the lab?
That
It's a little open and empty.
what's going on? Anaxa is. Danny, look at this.
What?
My biggest fear. It's come true.
Tell me how you
Anaxa was
said.
carrying out experiments on.
Yeah, we
soul
already know this.
transmutation. Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep
Wouldn't this be
hidden
good
from
for the
others.
MC though? Because we kind of need our soul
Compared to
back.
his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh. Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process. That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
Like what he did on
Put
purpose?
yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done? Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and
Oh, so he basically was like, had no choice. I mean, we kind of already figured that out, no? And then they kind of made that already apparent.
No.
Where he had to do that no matter
Judging
what.
from how he reacted after the event,
The results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circe's would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing. Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No.
He's gonna fuse his soul with 2 Titans.
He's after Kefali.
2 Titan souls.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
And they're just deluding themselves.
Kind of lame though sometimes. Sometimes it's a little lame. Sometimes it also just kind of like fine,
Accepting
right?
wholesale whatever the priests preach.
I guess it just kind of depends on the situation, where it's like better to play along or better to call it out.
We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see, rather than gazing.
Oh my gosh, it's just like Genshin with the fake sky.
Fabricated by them for the rest of my life.
Genshin is
be the one to
actually
take control of the
Infurious?
projection device instead.
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree
I forgot what the
itself.
song was called, but it's kind of similar.
Above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the
No, one thing
world.
about Anaxa too is that's interesting is that he's kind of like the adventurine of the story, right?
Child of humanity.
Or like adventurine, like he was kind of the main male part of Penacony, and then like Anaxa is starting to feel like that for Amphorius a little bit, where he's like the main center side piece that's like still really important to the story, and kind of having similar backgrounds a little bit in a way.
Did you?
Kind of like a shitty way of growing up a little bit. Granted, right? Adventures is way fucking worse because bro was basically a slave, and still kind of is.
I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa.
Oh, I guess I'm in.
They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just, as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Damn, okay.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more?
More?
The source of life is what I wish to grasp. To understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Wouldn't it be I, because one of them's
Professor
gone?
Anaxa. I'm here.
Oh, Castorice.
His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
What do you need, Anaxa?
As you wish.
From Castorice.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see.
Let the show begin.
Let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of
Damn,
our
he's basically saying,
existence
I want to do everything right now.
Before
I got
I
it.
begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
The person you were before you became a god.
That's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circe.
You are Calypso.
Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to
their
godhood.
humanhood before they were
The
gods.
gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Like the question of the egg and the chicken, which
Even
came
on
first?
the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
You have to become Thanatos. I don't know.
knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I guess. I don't know if it's that simple, but sure.
I have news from Hyacinth and Danhung.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa...
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer.
I'm so...
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Cainus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Because till then, it's best to get used to this place.
Alright. I don't know what we're doing, but let's go, I guess.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of...
It's been a while.
Kratos.
What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious
It has indeed been some time, Lord Kratos. What brings you...
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Cainus. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
Thunderclaps? It's Acheron.
What?
He's been through a lot lately. Please pardon him.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious Cainus has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the Council.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank
That
you for the
fucking
intel, Lord
bitch
Gramhouse.
Canis. Gotta fucking rip her a new one at some point. Oh my gosh, the fucking stadium's filled up.
To Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable
She's
to
talking
do
about
so.
Canis?
What do you mean?
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
What are you asking?
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw.
I don't know about that
capable
one.
of relating deeply with humans.
I mean, I guess in that part he's good.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today.
Okay.
Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical
Alright,
poems.
Canis, I don't care about what you have to say.
Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you.
What?
Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your
Yeah, but you
choice.
can't return back to the past.
Now,
In
which
this
of the two
case.
would lead mortals to an ideal future?
I don't know. Era Nova.
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Canis. Please, enlighten me.
And at the same time,
does
yeah,
the
what's
Council
the
of
plan?
Elders
What's the
plan
game
to
plan here for
turn
going back to the
time?
past?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again.
Huh?
Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorice, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist once more.
That sounds like such a dog shit fucking argument. It's like, oh, look at it. We got 2 cool. It's like, you can make this for any argument. It's like, oh, we're gonna win because, like, if you're doing the basketball, right? It's like, oh, we're gonna win because we got, like, I don't know, basketball. Let's just say, like, oh, we got LeBron, and then we got fucking, I don't know, whoever is like the other really good player. And just these 2 guys will make us win the entire thing. It's like, I guess, or like even for like science stuff, right? It's like, oh, we got these 2 crazy scientists, right? We're gonna go crazy far. Like, you know, I don't know, man. Just saying like just these 2 people are gonna like just these two people are gonna be enough. It just seems kind of like dumb as an argument. Ah, yes, just two people that are pretty good, you know.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
Just seems really not.
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
Era Chrysia!
Wow, it's very loud, guy. That's very loud. Area crisis, area crisis. Like, damn, bro. I can't hear you, bro. I was barely yelling over here.
Castorice? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Anaxa. So have you, Cas.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do?
Tell me, dear citizen, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when
will that really
beings
help,
live
though?
forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different.
Because there might still be death, even without this version of death.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black
Yeah,
Tide
the Black
still
Tide's
exists,
the current
how
biggest
can we
issue.
go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus,
Secret power.
Pagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
Isn't this just survivorship bias?
If we eliminate death, then there's no need for us to fear that Flame Reaver.
But I'm pretty sure it can kill through death, even if Thanatos is
loudly
gone.
sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Erechrysia, return to the mortal realm.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorice, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorice brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that
Yeah, I'm sure y'all will keep that.
return to our world once again.
Surely.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By Kefali and Talentin above, as the Theoros I have observed, Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
I mean, yeah, you know, if it is supposed to happen, you know, it's gonna happen anyways, no matter what, right? Even if you try to avoid it sometimes.
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your
for good reason,
partnership
though.
with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
In that case, please tell us as much as
Shouldn't
you
we
can.
be talking somewhere else instead of this big ass fucking
In
area?
actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa.
Oh, we got that already.
I am but a living dead man.
Okay, let's hurry it up. We already saw that.
Have you heard of this tale before?
Polixia.
A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl. Our hometown. It was a seaside town
Oh,
which
it's a
enjoyed
dragon.
the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times.
It doesn't really
thanks to
look
the
like
wisdom
that
of its ruling
with his
queen.
image.
Until one day,
Oh, never mind.
an evil dragon descended upon the town.
Hey, that's
Its
Castorice's
wings
dragon.
were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was
Damn,
a pile
unlucky.
of bones. Devastated,
Should have thrown in a bit of
Queen wept
Pepto-Bismol in
for
there to
several
keep her alive.
It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the
Trying to
secret
feel
art
like with
of
Castorice trying to revive the MC or fully get his soul back, and then with Anaxa being this
was
alchemist.
reborn. The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the
Damn,
souls
that
of
fucking
the
alchemist
deceased
literally killed
refused
himself.
entry to the nether realm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time.
Damn, really?
The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well. Until...
Until... Huh?
Actually, I don't know what happened next either.
Oh. Oh, great. Love that.
Oh my. It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Polixia.
It's like, yeah, this crazy story happened, but I kind of don't know how it ends.
According to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this?
The past.
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
I don't know.
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
He's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Just keep watching.
Dragon, huh?
Trust me.
I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
It's interesting.
I think that this So-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before.
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education,
Whoa.
I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area.
She has like a
study.
dragon eye patch thing. Honestly, she looks... whatever she's wearing looks way better than whatever the hell Castorice is using, for the most part.
A fable, you say?
Like, the dragon eye mask is kind of cool.
What moral is it
And she doesn't have the
trying to
weird
impart to the
bone
kids?
stuff on her, like, chest.
I guess it might be the concept
I guess the one downside
of
is that she has a bunch more bandages,
equivalent
but I don't know.
exchange.
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for words?
She kind of sounds like March 7th, though.
No, I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it.
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
What's the question?
Of course. What is your
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you love?
What? What kind of strange question is this?
Oh, is this how Castorice is gonna get the MC's soul back?
You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good if such a mighty power really existed. I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually. My time is finally here. However, perhaps because of my firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I
Unable to complete the trial.
am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price.
Our trial can only be completed with one when the one chosen sacrifices her
When the one
life.
chosen sacrifices her life.
So one of them has to sacrifice themselves in order
I'm
for the other
afraid
to gain
that
the
the
power.
prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't realize she was fucking crippled too with a wheelchair. Damn. Not gonna lie though, the wheelchair looks kind of sick though.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself,
She got them fucking
and yet
nebula fucking
can't do the
tires.
how absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing.
Yeah, it's the same thing that what's going on right now.
But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos.
Is that not strange by itself? I have long held 3 hypotheses about this. However,
maybe there's like
let's
some sort of
continue
like
watching
time
for now.
rewind or something.
Calypso.
Or if they're not successful, or maybe if they were successful, the world gets reset
And this
in a weird
warrior.
way.
I seem to have met him somewhere before.
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Oh, bro lost his mind, so
Looks like
ended up
you
not
have
going
made
too
up your
well.
mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or
Like how they always say sister, but they don't mention her by her fucking name. But clearly it's Castorice though, right? Like, it obviously has to be Castorice.
I'm not that brave.
Despite being Death's chosen one, it seems you still don't know how to face. Let's chat, young lady. Since there's still time, I'm not worried.
Of course. This warrior is Lord Nias. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attain their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord
Do we need to
Nias.
though? We already saw what happened before. Unless it's important, I guess.
Honor, courage.
And finally,
Cheer up, young lady.
all farewells in this world.
No.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic. Or maybe the truth is that you...
To be honest,
I should talk
I
so
don't
slow.
know either. But I am certain of one thing. This is not an acceptance of... I am just enjoying what remains of my life
Oh,
to the
yeah.
fullest.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed the world, I myself have also changed in the process. And now I have reached the journey's end. When I look back and see the grand epic that I've personally written, how could I not revel in that?
But when you depart the mortal realm,
Not entirely.
won't all of your accomplishments be reduced to nothing? Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this doesn't come easily for a mortal.
Finally, let me recount to you. The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although
I wouldn't be
tripped
Anaxa,
over
but
him
maybe
and
someone like
fell,
Anaxa.
I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
How does someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living, afford the same amount of bliss? Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both
yes, when I die, I lead to death.
That's exactly what
just saying the
life
same thing,
is,
basically.
and death is. But
Unless they're
fail
saying
to
that, like,
measure how
oh, the
valuable
less
journey
amount of time you
was.
have before you,
Journeys
while
and
you're
epics
dying,
are only glorious and magnificent
is the same thing as, I guess,
because
living.
all
I
things
guess.
eventually fade to dust.
But you could still
Therefore,
technically
young
say,
lady,
dude, when you're dying, you're
don't
living.
detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strife telling me about the majesty of the world.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you will be able to understand my words. It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival. When that moment finally comes, let us drink and be merry then.
Yeah, let's do green.
I knew this day would eventually come.
Are the both of you ready?
Not that I think about it,
Polixia.
Polixia's kind of like March. Like I know I said she sounds like March a little bit, but like, what if Castorice and March are like twins or something? And maybe that's why March feels kind of like crap. Oh, there's Castorice. Because she low-key looks like March.
This...
Like from that angle, she looks like March a little bit. Granted, March of course doesn't have pointy ears, right? But the hair looks very similar to March.
Is this... Polixia's sister?
Well, that's me.
Is it... me?
Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That I won't be able to do it.
There's just so much just to stab her.
Through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains and be reborn with the dead flame.
Wouldn't it be funny if like Thanatos was literally in the same area here, just like in a corner,
As foretold
like in a
the
like
prophecy,
down some
and
stairs or
according
something?
to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head on.
Even if it was prophesized, do we have
Well,
no
clearly,
say in the matter?
Castorice lived, so I'm gonna assume maybe like Polixia here sacrificed herself, maybe.
Forced into mutual destruction. Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite.
When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers, one that is more beautiful than the promised land at the end of the world. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the things that I've experienced will dissipate.
Not sacrificed anymore, right?
Instead, they'll forever live on as memories inside your head. Will they not? How could my memories of you ever compare to the actual you? Well then, tell me, what exactly are we?
Oh my gosh, the same question again. What are we? I don't know, people? Beings?
I don't know. I don't know either.
People before gods? I don't know.
Regardless of what the answer is,
I mean, for some of these, I guess that's true, right?
of how we're shaped by others,
And I was like, oh yeah, we're humans, and then in the future we'll be gods.
ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all.
I wonder if Castorice is like, damn, I said this shit. It's like, damn, I didn't realize I used to be like this.
My dear Polixia, it's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, if such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it. Even now, my answer remains the same. This is why, sister,
She took out her own heart.
Prophesize new world. I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl. Our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead. Do not stop moving.
March?
The new world promised by the prophecy. March toward your new land.
March.
Ask for the price of our equivalent exchange. Let me be the one to pay it.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable to completely fuse their soul into my own body. However, being able to glean all this from them is exciting enough. I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we are well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one, until they eventually became the pantheon of the new world. Just like the flame chase journey of today.
I should don't know if they're called Cryosaurs, but you know, they were the
is cyclical in
gods before they were actually gods.
What a startling revelation. This means that the demigods, who bear the core flames, will also
that's the one I guess downside is that
Titans
all
at the
the
world's
people that are
end,
Cryosaurs heirs now are gonna be
thereby
gods.
shaping a new
Which
world.
might not be a good thing for our main character since he has to leave.
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy.
This is utterly even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are
I like how
still
she's saying that,
unknown
like, yeah,
even
those
today.
twins, like, Ashley's not, like, literally
Are
one of
their
them.
whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace of alchemy and the tale of the dragon. In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description.
Styxia.
Styxia.
But the people there worship Vagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place, as in the
Well, we
time
can use
of
our
Aidonia,
time-altering powers to revert it back.
it had long turned into underwater ruins.
Take this.
This is...
Scuba gear?
The new Sporist masterpiece. The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, was this Harry Potter?
It was made by transmuting all of the sages' wisdom into a single entity, with their flesh and blood
Ew.
as its foundation.
A little gross.
Remember? I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering, and ascension. This process also applies to the pursuit of truth. Regardless of how unbelievable this sounds, the truths of the world have been refined from the impurities. Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the Netherrealm and discover Thanatos' fate.
You still look as confident in your victory.
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that my experiment was a failure. However, my line of thinking will not fail, because I have already planted the seeds of doubt into the hearts of the masses. Actions speak louder than words, Castorice. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. While we converse, his life is also slowly slipping away. But before I leave, I have another question.
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step. Go. Do not disappoint me.
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages to find the evidence.
I merely wanted to ask, was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option for you.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost my soul in the process. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal?
Why are you always finding ways to die?
He's like, damn.
Isn't it good to be alive?
So yeah, you know, losing things, but it's all good.
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct, does it not just confirm that the myths are true, and thereby invalidate all your theories?
No, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created.
Well, we'll see how that plays out later.
That's...
I know, right? So much.
Lady Aglaia, you know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, the danger nevertheless remains. Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this...
Well said.
Yeah, you know,
you
can't die
already
either.
had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed us in this difficult situation. A world without death. Do you desire that too?
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it and protect what I aspire to achieve. Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
You changed, Castorice.
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass.
Yeah, she's more
And I'm glad to have
she's
heard
more
your true
personality
thoughts.
instead of being a little bit like, you know, stiff.
Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, it's not hard to see its former splendor. Go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castorice and meet the god of death himself. Castorice, I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you, Lady Aglaya.
I hate to put a damper on this
What's up,
heartwarming
Venom?
moment. If Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of
Oh,
Soul's
you got
torrents,
me.
then
And also
how
the
do we
thing
find a
Anaxa
way
gave to Castorice.
The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the Netherrealm
talking
as they
about,
please,
Cypher?
and if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable of... I'll see you at Memorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow.
Yeah, Cypher, okay.
Cypher shall be your guide to finding that ancient city.
Well, well, well. And we will find out what happens next time. 'Cause it is 5 in the fucking morning. Oh, you know, kind of interesting actually. You know, so far not too bad. You know, people were saying it was kind of shitty. But so far, you know, it's not too bad. You know, a little bit dragged out with some bits here and there, but so far, not half bad. You know, not too bad. Just a little bit long. But yeah, yeah, you know, I kind of like it. It's not bad so far. But yeah, I'm gonna be on about it, guys. We will be continuing this story, probably wrapping it up next stream after we do our summons for Hyacinth, and then maybe we'll check out the new story that comes with Hyacinth. I don't know, we'll see on that one. It just depends on how much left that we have on this story, but yeah, not too bad, you know. In about 10 hours, you know, we'll be doing our pulls and all that. Got a decent amount of pulls here as it is anyways, so looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Alright. Well, I'm heading out. Hope you guys had a fun, good time here. You know, I yapped a little bit here and there, but yeah. Good luck with you guys' pulls though, if you guys are pulling for Hyacinth. I think she's a pretty worthwhile character to pull for if you do have someone like Castorice or Mighty for like having like a real good healer that's, you know, buffing their damage basically. I think it's pretty worth summoning for. But yeah. Hope you guys have a good morning or good night. Hope your pulls go well. With that being said though, I'm gonna see all of you guys later. Peace and take care everybody.